Hello, in this video I would like to show you how to include a query function on a data analytics dashboard in Google Sheets. Sometimes I like to reserve a space on a dashboard for requesting or retrieving information from the dataset. For example, here I'm creating a dashboard that summarizes data about the students enrolled in a graduate program. And I have several charts and two pivot tables, but I also want to create an area where program administrators can retrieve information about specific students as needed. For instance, let's say that they want to get some contact information quickly about some students. So this can be more cumbersome when we work with very large data files. So it helps to have an area to retrieve information quickly. So to do that, I'm going to use a query function. I will show you what the data looks like. So the source, the data source for this dashboard is in sheet 1. And here I have a list of students. I have their IDs, first and last names, email, phone numbers, year and semester when they were enrolled in the program, and so on. Now this data file is not very large, but when we work with very large data files with thousands of individuals, it is hard to scroll through the data and identify specific individuals. So this is why a query function could be helpful. So on my dashboard, as I mentioned, I want to create an area to allow users of the dashboard to do that, to retrieve data. And I highlighted a field here where I can type in my query function. So I will type equal and then the function query. Notice that Google Sheets is identifying what you're trying to do when it asks you if you really want to use the query function, and if so, click a tab to accept. So that's the function that I want to use. And here I'm going to type first the source or the data range that I want to use for retrieving information. And this data range is in sheet 1. So I'm just going to type it. The convention is to follow it by an exclamation mark. And then I want to start in row 2, A2, right? The upper left corner. The first row is a header row. And then go all the way to my last column, which is column Q, and row 1000, which is the last row in my data file. So this is the data range that I want to use, and I'm specifying the entire data range just to allow flexibility, to allow me to withdraw any information that I want. And then I have to type select in quotation marks, and here I have to specify which columns I want to retrieve, and these columns are A, B, E, F, G, J, and I. So these columns are the ones that include the student ID, the student name, the advisor's name, student email, phone number, status, and enrollment year. And then the next thing I have to specify is the rule for retrieving a subset of information. So to do that, I type the word where. And then I am going to retrieve information by student's last name. So student's last name is column D. So I would say where D equals and then apostrophe. And here I simply have to specify the last name that I'm looking for. For instance, let's say done because I know this name occurs in the data. I saw it earlier. Okay, so I'm just putting in a second apostrophe and a second quotation mark, and then close the parenthesis and click enter. So notice that now on each one of these columns, of course I typed the column names in earlier. For each one of these columns, I am getting the ID, the advisor's name, student's email and phone number, the status, whether they graduated or they're active students, in when they enrolled in the program. If I want to change that, which is of course the case, I am just going to use this highlighted field. See, I put some instructions here that just type in the last name that you're looking for. So if I want to use another name, I would just have to type another last name here. So let's here maybe say Smith, and see if there's anybody with this name in this data set. And yes, we have 2 students with the last name Smith as well. So this is how you can include a query function on a dashboard for retrieving information.